Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review of The Harbinger number 4 from Valiant Comics. This is co-written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, art by the amazing Robbie Rodriguez, colors by RICO RENZI, and letters by HASSAN OTSMANE-ELHAOU. So in this issue, this is the last issue of the Be Better story. So here's our final chapter. Peter Stanchik has stepped up for Sayat City and protected those in need as the Harbinger. But now it's time to face down an enemy of his own making, the Renegade. After his clash against the state sanctioned oppressors known as the Warning, Peter must come to terms with his own past and take on a dangerous fight that will finally push him to understand what it means to become a superhero. So, as I mentioned, issue 4 is the last issue of this story, Be Better. It's been the arc that's been ongoing since the return of Peter Stanchik. This story, I think it's been a lot of fun. Um, and although I'm not the most familiar person, or at least I wasn't with Peter Stanchik from before, I think this book has made it really really accessible. So let's take a look at some more art because I think Robbie Rodriguez and the team really fucking kill it here. Also, the lettering on this book, like, well, hell, let's get into it. So here we have this is like the opening page. Here we have the Renegade, who seems to be. Uh, it seems like Peter Stanchik. He believed that somebody stole his memories before, but as the story has unfolded, we know that his person or his body, his mind, his consciousness has split into two, uh, in the shape of the Harbinger and the Renegade. Um, and like as we have here, Peter has tried to become a better person by confronting this other entity known as the Renegade. And like I said, I love here all the details, the like everything on this book just really really clicked. um like even from the pacing of the book we have here, it almost feels like a recap, but it's really not. And then you have all the dialogue, the narration from the Renegade, who has his own specific coloring. And then let's jump into this next page here, which I love this page from the preview. um it's just, I really like the confrontation between both halves of what should be whole. But what I love the most is that throughout these 4 issues, the Harbinger has gained the confidence to know that he knows who he is, right? And that's kind of what has brought us to this confrontation here. The Renegade mentions they're two halves of the same key to the same lock, and that comes with all this power. Um, so here, as they try to regroup and remember everything, it's really good. And then, like I said, I love the paneling, the lettering, and the word balloon color. Like the choices really let you know whose point of view you're seeing, who's talking, who's narrating. Uh, so yeah, it's all very good. It's just really good. I love this page as well. Like, so many things are happening as the story unfolds. Memories like they are unlocking all the Peter Stanchik memories here from a previous life, from his past failures. But this is all what's driving him to be a better person and then look out for these other psyops in the city. So I think the team just did an amazing job. You guys really need to get into this. This was probably one of my favorite pages here. And this is kind of where it all comes together. The story, the art, the lettering, the coloring, the design of the book, everything. You see here both halves of Peter. You see here, as even in the word balloons, how the narration bubbles change from red to blue, who's Peter and Renegade. Um, and then it all leads to here the him thinking be better. But there's much more that happens in the issue. So I highly recommend you pick this up. Even if you're new to Valiant, I think starting at Harbinger number 1, which we also did a review for. So now that the story's complete, I wanted to go back and revisit the book. So yeah, even if you only look at Harbinger number 1 and start from there, it'll take a little bit to catch up on who Peter Stanchik is, the history of the Harbinger, who the Syats are, like all that stuff that's a little bit of Valiant lore. That may take a minute for you to catch up, but I think Kelly and Lansing do an amazing job at catching you up. Also, like I mentioned in the first time round, our friends over at I Freaking Love Comics had a really cool interview with the writing team of Kelly and Lansing, where they talk a lot about this stuff. So yeah, I really really enjoyed this book. I will continue picking up the Harbinger if it continues, which I believe it should. I don't think it. I think it should just kind of keep going. So very excited for this. But let me know what you thought of the story. If you read it all, if you have been keeping up with the Harbinger, what other stuff from Valiant you're looking forward to? We just did a review of Shadow Man last week, where we have the beginning of the Dead Side War. I really like that Valiant is doing these little stories where people can just kind of jump in and out as needed. Because look, I don't read all the Valiant books. I haven't been keeping up with all the Valiant stuff that's been going on in the past few years. So it's nice and it feels welcoming for me to just be able to jump in here, get a really cool story with amazing art. Like I mentioned, like I don't think the lettering gets talked about enough. Haas is a great letterer, so very excited for the continuation of the story and the future of Peter Stanchik to see where he goes. The design of the Harbinger it just looks super cool, very cyberpunk, very like neon. It's a really cool combination of styles. So yeah, this book was probably one of the better surprises that I had, towards the end of 2021 and now at the beginning of 2022. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. On our last live, we had a really big discussion on Strange Adventures, the book by Tom King, Mitch Garris, and Doc Shaner. So go check that out. And then we'll be talking about some really cool upcoming projects from DC that we would like to see on our next live. So stay tuned, hit the bell, and we will have more comic reviews coming up this week. Also, more trailer reactions, movie reviews, TV recaps. We are specifically Superman and Lois. I'm just going through week by week on that show because it's really, really entertaining. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.